Just saw my most recent viral video and you think that maybe you're insulin resistant, or you're having any of these issues, or you just want to feel better, here are 2 things you can start doing right now.
Okay, it's 2023, year of our Lord, and I can't believe I have to say this, but you should not be self-diagnosing yourself with insulin resistance based off of the advice of some TikToker who, as far as I can tell, is not actually qualified in this.
Number 1 is eating more fiber.
I mean, this is like the grain of truth in here. A lot of these pseudoscience videos have a grain of truth. Yes, eating fiber is healthy for you. And yes, if you are insulin resistant or have diabetes, eating more fiber will probably improve your symptoms.
Bagels are very carbohydrate dense, so all this glucose is gonna hit our bloodstream really quick.
Again, the speed in which glucose hits your bloodstream is completely irrelevant unless you are insulin resistant / have diabetes. If that is the case, you should be seeing a qualified medical professional and following their advice, not listening to some unqualified person on TikTok.
Pancreas is gonna have to pump insulin to deal with all of that blood sugar.
Again, this is a natural response to eating. Whenever you eat any food, your insulin levels increase. That's how your body metabolizes glucose. Like, it's just part of the process. And unless you are, again, insulin resistant, in which case you should be seeing a doctor, this is something that is pointless for you to care or worry about.
A fiber supplement?
See, here's another thing. Fiber supplements have actually not been found to give as robust of health benefits as just eating foods that are higher in fiber. If you are going to supplement fiber, you should be supplementing psyllium fiber, as it is the one that has the most evidence to support its use.
And now the second thing you can do is intermittent fast.
Intermittent fasting as a way to control calorie intake is a viable option. It's probably not the best one or the one that I would suggest, but you can do it. But all this like mingling of like intermittent fasting and really wanting to manage your blood glucose levels, like in people who are not actually diabetic or insulin resistant, which again, you should be working with a doctor and following their advice, not a random TikTokers. For normal people who don't have these issues, this stuff it's a complete waste of your time and effort. And even getting into the fact that like intermittent fasting might be dangerous for people on certain diabetic medications. So if you are diabetic, like you might not want to like jump headfirst into intermittent fasting, but let's move on.
If we go even longer, say 12 to 14 hours overnight, you head straight to the fat stores.
Yeah, that's not how it works. That's really not how it works. Your body's constantly pulling energy from all sorts of different areas. And yes, if you don't eat food for a prolonged period of time, your body has to get energy from somewhere. So it starts breaking down fat tissue, but it also starts doing things like breaking down muscle tissue, which you don't want to happen.
And if intermittent fasting seems way too hard, out of the question, I feel you, I've been there. Start small, slowly pushing your breakfast later and later, eating dinner earlier and earlier.
Again, my question to this person and to everyone else in general who promotes intermittent fasting would be, what are the benefits of doing intermittent fasting? Someone please answer this question for me in the comments. What are the benefits of doing intermittent fasting versus just like a calorie deficit? Other than some people, particularly those who have bought into the myth of intermittent fasting doing something special, will be more adherent on this. As we know, adherence is the most important thing for getting your results in weight loss and fitness. But yeah, you don't need to fast, and you don't need to be self-managing diabetes or potential pre-diabetes or insulin resistance based off of unqualified TikToker advice.